Here you see the end product of what you can do with glass setting tape on the combination coupe. You can see the side window installed. Looks beautiful. Now we're going to show you how. Here we have the side window out of our combination coupe. This is for the passenger side door. And one of the things you have to do when you have a car of this age, or from about the 1920s all the way through the 1970s, you often have to use glass setting tape. In this video, we're going to show you how to use glass setting tape to put the stainless steel piece that sits on the end of the window there, runs up and down with the window, on. Very simple process, but if you don't know the process and how to use it, this video is for you. It's also for you if you want to know how cars in this era were put together relative to their window installation. Stay tuned for more. Here we have the glass setting tape we picked up. It came from Vintique. It's made in the USA. It's part number B-37193-C. It's 1/16 inch thick glass setting tape, 20 feet. Came for C&G early Ford parts. And I got this on 5/5/2023. The material is a beautiful style rubber that's relatively soft, not entirely hardening, at least not right away. Over time, you'll find out it'll turn into a rock when it's like 60, 80 years old. Probably much sooner than that, depending on where the car is. But we're going to show you now how you use this particular product. So I've taken it out of the plastic. And the first thing you want to do is figure out how much you need. In this case, we need enough to seal the glass into our stainless steel trim piece, which we previously done a polishing job on. This is quite easy to cut. I'm going to use the scissors here, and making it too long is just fine. In fact, it's exactly what you want to do because you're going to be able to trim this afterwards very easily. So we'll use the straighter end down here. That's our top end on the window. One of the things we had to do is we've got a little pop rivet in here to hold this particular piece on. And that is pretty much what they did originally. The rivet will be slightly different, look very similar on the outside. Required a little notch in the glass so we could clear the rivet when we put our piece onto the window, such as that. Now what we're going to do with our piece of glass setting tape is we're going to fold it in half. Whenever you're going to do this, you want to fold it in half as your initial step. Folding in half is just going to make it easier for you to install it because it is going to go around your window, thusly, like that. And it's going to be much larger than the piece it's going into. We'll trim that afterwards. But first, as I said, fold it in half and put it roughly in position. You'll see I've put on some nitrile disposable gloves, and I've got some clean burning fuel, or in other words, kerosene. You do need kerosene for this. It is the exact item that would have been used back in the day, and that's the item that will give you a little bit of lubrication, but also sort of starts to dissolve this rubber product just a bit. So you want to saturate a clean paper towel, and what you're going to do is you're going to rub only the outside of this. We're not doing the inside. Remember, we folded it. We're doing the outside of it only. And I've got this. You'll see what it does. I've got this off the towel that I'm working on. Now we're going to take our piece of rubber, put it back in position. That's why you want the gloves. Your hands are going to get dirty from it. And yeah, we're going to get black on everything for a moment. That doesn't make any difference. This is all something we can clean off. And the next thing is to get this started into our groove. Now, one of the nice things about safety glass is it's not real easy to break it, because you may have to, if you can't just push it on, and right now I'm just pushing and I'm getting it on. If you have to, you can tap it on like with a rubber mallet. Now I'm going to have to tap the one end because I'm not getting the top end enough. So I'm going to get a rubber mallet and tap that on. Alright, as you see, you really can tap on it pretty hard. I'm going to tap it on a little more down on the bottom too. You want to get it set all the way on. And once you have it on as far as you can set it, we'll show you how to clean it up. Next thing you're going to want is a single-edged razor blade, or you can use an X-Acto knife. Both of them work really well. And all you're going to do is go along here, and you're going to cut this, and it cuts quite easily. Might want to make about 2 cuts to do it. All the way down to the bottom. We're going to show you that that just can be peeled off. So all along there we got a beautiful edge. I'm going to cut the rest of it, then we'll show you with the cleanup and how nice it looks when it's done. Alright, you can see I've trimmed everything off here. The very top here, I pushed in a little bit of excess material because there is a little hump above the window. That's quite easy to do. The material will basically bond to itself. Now to clean it up, you're best off with something like your lacquer thinner, but I wouldn't use that on the rubber. That's being used to remove the residue. As you see, it takes it right off the window. That's not the final cleaning, but that's to get the main residue to come off. As you saw, it made the gloves quite dirty. That's why you're going to wear gloves doing this. And this is just going to take the stuff, the main residue, off the window. Next thing we're going to do is grab some real glass cleaner and we'll clean that off. This is the glass cleaner that I would recommend using. Spray away. It's better than what you're going to get from like a household style cleaner. This and a lint-free towel or a good paper towel, spray it on and clean your window off. It'll also work on the stainless steel or the chrome. No problem with that. So you can take off the residue right off of there. And so we've already lacquer thinnered this first. We took off the majority of the contamination from the rubber, but you can see we're still picking up quite a few bits. So we'll do the opposite side the same way. Now just so you know, it's not just used for this, it's used normally for setting the window into the riser. And we could certainly do that. Sometimes you'll find your riser sections though will be so pitted and so rough, you might not be able to get a better one. It will be somewhat difficult with this, even though it's the right product. You could, if you really wanted to, use modern urethane window setting compound instead. But this is the way back in the day, relatively inexpensive, easy to learn. Give it a try. Like and subscribe. We'll see you later.